Shout out to Michael Silvers, who's joining us, and man, he's asking a question and he's throwing some ducats your way, and for the honor to do so. Thank you for the donation, Michael. He says, "Hey Jr., I hope you're feeling better. I was curious if you ever hosted the WWF Wrestling Spotlight Show during your time between '93 and '95."
I'm sure I did. Don't remember specifically, but I'm sure that I did. I was kind of a utility guy there for a while. I played all the positions on the infield, it seemed like, but yeah, it worked out good. I enjoyed it. Uh, I I think I was on all those shows. I think Stan Lane and I probably had as much of a tenure as anybody as far a variety of matches and shows to be on, and that kind of keeps you fresh. So I bounced around, and the only thing I knew I had to do was stay in the game. If I could stay in the game and I stayed long enough, which did work out this way, then hopefully I would be uh, rewarded at some point, and I was. Vince told me long ago in that relationship, if you stay with me, you're going to make a lot of money, and I'm going to take care of you. Well, when a promoter says he's going to take care of you, you don't know exactly what that means. But you just have to trust. And I trusted Vince, and it worked out fine for me. I did make a lot of money there, and without sounding egocentric, I had a great run, and I hope the other guys are there now. I get curious, and I listen to the. I don't know, Conrad. Do you listen to the commentary a lot when you're watching wrestling on TV?
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too. Maybe too much sometimes. I'm not sure. But I enjoy. Uh, I think AEW's got a great announcing crew. Excalibur kind of is the spearhead of that deal. Uh, Shivani's just one of my all time favorites, quite honestly. And I think Nigel McGuinness is very underrated. He's very smart and perceptive. He's got good timing. Taz plays a very important role in what he does. So I don't know. I think the announcing on TV right now is pretty damn solid for everybody. I don't know who sucks. I don't know who I would listen to or tell you right now. Well, this guy's not that good. They all have something that they're bringing to the dance, and I'm pulling for all of those guys. It's a hard job. It's a real hard job. I mean, I've done football and I've done MMA and I've done boxing. Uh, I know in the new book we got a chapter on on boxing that was pretty cool. I'm glad we got it in. So that's on our new book, which I'm sure that Bull Ramus has a copy of, so he can put the graphic on the screen. Hint, hint.
Fantastic.
Yeah, there it is. So, and by the way, I when I got here, I signed a ton of books. So there's a lot of autographed copies of the book available right now at jrsbbq.com, and I know we're getting them out, and we had a meeting about that yesterday. So it's all good. I'm happy about the book, and it's selling well. If you haven't checked it out, you should. The audible.com version of it is very popular, and which makes me feel good because I put a lot of work into that project. It's a lot more challenging than one might think of on the surface. So, I had two producers in my ear, and I had to make sure I adhered to all the punctuation marks. In other words, when there's a comma, you pause, and things like that. And they were all over that deal. So, audible.com is a good spot. Check it out. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on that deal. So, if you get a chance, without just begging you for your order or your buy, so to speak, give it a shot. It's an interesting way to hear the book or to experience the book without reading chapter by chapter. So it's kind of cool, and I'm very proud of it. And like I said, it's selling well. I haven't, the ideal world, I would have been out there signing books and at bookstores and all this stuff. But between that and my frigging health, I just haven't had a I hadn't had a chance to get there. But I will. We'll get there. I signed a bunch of books at the appearances that we were doing, and we got some appearances coming up, and I'm excited about that. I don't know if Bull has anything on that, but nonetheless, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, and I get back out in the public, and that helps me a lot. Helps my ego. Be frank about it. Helps me feel good. Makes me feel better about my profession and my work. And the crowds have been great. So there's still this is going to sound really egocentric, but there's still a positive feel about JR making these appearances, and I really appreciate that, quite frankly.
We got a question here from Brent Barnett. He says we recently passed the birthday of Howard Finkel. Any good stories of being on the road with Howard?
You could always tell what Howard had for breakfast by the remnants of the food on the New York Post and the Daily News, because every morning, I don't know what time Howard got to work. He got to work a whole hell of a lot earlier than I did. I'm thinking he was in the office by 7 a.m. local time. And so he would bring me the Daily News and the Post every morning. When I got to work, they were usually on my desk because I didn't lock my door. That might have been a mistake in a long haul. I don't know. But nonetheless, Fink was there, always there on site. And he loved to deliver the dirt. Howard was big on the dirt sheets. And he lived and died on every word, seemingly. But he was just that kind of a fan. I don't think I've ever met anybody that loved pro wrestling more than Howard Finkel. And he came from literally, obscure beginnings for him to be, and Vince took care of him. So I always, he could be annoying. He could be a little bit eccentric, but he was a talented ring announcer without question. He had a very recognizable voice that broke through the clutter, and that's an important role. I know that the Samantha Irwin, is it Irwin? Is that her name? Irvin. She's doing a good job. But we've got Justin Roberts, who's maybe the best in the business, and maybe the best that's been in the business for a long time. Bobby Cruz, longtime voice of Ring of Honor. Who I like both those guys a lot. They did a good job. So the ring announcer role is becoming more focused. It's an important role. It's a communicator, and so both those entities for AEW do a terrific job. And I'm happy to be working with them, quite frankly. Justin is very talented. Bobby is as well. So we've got two good ring announcers, and that is an important role. That's an important role. Anytime somebody talks on TV, whether they're the ring announcer or a color commentator or a play-by-play guy or the third guy in the booth or whatever the hell it may be, it's an important role. And we feel those. I think we check all those boxes pretty damn good right now. We have a lot of good announced talent in AEW, and I enjoy listening to them work. So it's all good, buddy. It's all good. And I'm lucky that I'm a part of that in a small way, but still a part. And that's all that matters. I'm on the team.